Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris West, and there's something on my mind. I kind of want to just say it, and it has nothing to do with politics. It has more to do with where you keep your mind at during the day. What I mean by that is stop. This is gonna sound very general, but I'm gonna go into why I'm saying it. Stop letting your circumstances in life dictate how you are gonna your future is gonna play out. So things are happening in your life now. Your circumstances suck and they're miserable. We understand that, and anybody can understand that one, especially when if it's bad news or good, whatever. You know, like you're going through a struggle. It's bad. It's bad. It's horrible. It's irritating. It's frustrating. You can get angry. It's emotional. It's draining. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my experience in the past. First half and the last half of this year and last year. So some of you know, and a lot of you don't know, but when you watch this, I'm really hoping that this intrigues you and makes you, look at a different perspective in life. Instead of me posting it, I thought it would be better so you can see me, so you don't think I'm all being sarcastic or not genuine or something. So, the end of middle of last year, they finally figured out what was going wrong with me. Because what happened was all of last year, for like a year and a half, I was working at a hospital. I lost an immense amount of weight. I went from like 205 to like 170 in like less than 2 weeks. And my nurses and doctors at the time that I was working around were asking me what the heck was going on. And I no idea. I was eating 2 times the food. I was parched all the time. Nothing can quench my thirst. Nothing can subdue my hunger. And so one of my nurses looked sideways at me and kind of just wanted to test my blood sugar. And so it was like 400 and something. And of course, one of my nurses, she goes by the name of Chris as well. So you can see on that floor it's probably confusing, but she's like my mom, and she was just like, look, God, go to the hospital. You need to go to the hospital. So. I was, the egotistical guy thing. I'm fine, okay? I don't need to go anywhere anyway. So I let my doctors know that day after I found out my blood sugar was way higher than it should have been. And anyway, long story short, so last year they finally figured out we're going through a year of changing medication, trying all these different pills and the frustration and anxiety of it. It wasn't until last year, I think it was like about June time, they were like, okay, let's just tell you how it is. It's actually type 1. It was type 1 diabetes, so it's actually something that I must have had my whole life, just never realized it. And the reason I'm telling you this is because it goes into even further crap. So I was losing weight, and I couldn't keep it on, so I finally got insulin. And it was hard because it was a power struggle of, I can't eat foods that I want to eat because my body is literally not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And so I was frustrated as hell. So I'm going through that. And then I got married in August last year. And so I kind of started thinking, not selfishly anymore. And I kind of started thinking about her, my wife. And she saw like the things I would go through pain-wise and certain things I'd question, and she was just like, hey, but how about you start annotating this and talk to your doctor about all this stuff? So I went to the doctor. I was like, hey, I have this, and I saw this, and this is getting bigger, and moles and stuff. And, well, we went to a dermatologist, and then they found moles on my body that were subjected or had cancer in it, skin cancer. So what they had to do, they had to punch them out, which is annoying. Then I had to get stitches on them. One on my lower back, and then another one under my left chest. And so now I'm playing through, what the fuck? I just got type 1, verified type 1 now. I'm taking this medication. Now I'm on this damn monitor. Now I'm dealing with skin cancer, right? Potential skin cancer throughout my whole body. So they punch that, they test it, it's positive. And now I'm thinking to myself, oh great. Now they have to go back in and cut extra skin out around where the moles were. And so now I'm like, so now I'm waiting anxiously for the next 2 weeks for the results. And thankfully, the results were what? Negative in my skin, positive in the moles that they removed. So now I have that going on. All the meanwhile, I'm struggling with little slight things in my marriage. Just not. We're kind of, we're getting really busy. We're not communicating properly. So that's, that's in itself is chaos. Always communicate. But all at the same time, I'm sitting here trying to get this job that I currently work at. I'm currently on a contract, trying to get hired. Meanwhile, they're seeing me literally while I'm hired. All this stuff is going on: skin cancer, type 1, marital issues. Could be from my anxiety or depression and her anxiety and depression. It's kind of colliding, and it's like it seems like I'm not getting a break. And someone told me, how are you doing this year? I kind of chuckled, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you it's rough, but I'm not gonna. The rest of my year is not gonna be dictated by the circumstance I'm currently going through. But I want you guys to know that stop. I understand, because let's just bring in the Bible real quick. We all know the story about when the disciples were in the boat and Jesus was on the side, and he sees them getting tossed and turned within the storm. And Peter, the disciples go, "Oh, it's a ghost!" And Jesus goes, "No, calm down. It's me. It's Jesus. It's me." And he's walking on water, and everybody's like. And then when Peter gets this fortitude, this mindset, this eagerness to follow Jesus with his whole heart, but he focuses on God, right? He focuses on Jesus. He doesn't focus on what's going on in the world. He's not focused on, the storm. Whatever you're going through, that storm is what you're focusing on. He's not focusing on that. He's focusing on Jesus, and what he winds up doing is said, Jesus, if that is truly you, tell me to come, and I'll walk. And the idea would be that he would walk on water, and so he come, and Peter starts walking on water towards Jesus because he's focused on Jesus. The moment he hears lightning again, he turns and looks at the storm, right? Think about the storm, whatever circumstance is. You're so focused on that, he wound up drowning, and obviously not dying, but drowning. Clearly didn't know how to swim. Jesus comes by, lifts him up, and says, ye of little faith, or you of little faith, why do you doubt? And I just want to take that away for the rest of the year. The circumstances suck. Life is rough. It's hard. But don't let a circumstance dictate what you're gonna the next day. Don't let your circumstances or what's going on at a job or poor leadership at work. You have the tools at your leisure to combat or to put things in their place. You just have to use the tools. Sometimes it's your mouth, sometimes it's listening, sometimes it's ignoring and moving on. But you gotta understand, you're gonna go through that stuff. You can't be destroyed by it every single time it happens, because you're not learning anything. The idea to go through trials and tribulations, or trials and frustrations and deceit and anger and divorce and whatever the hell the case may be, losing a job, if you're always defeated every single time, but you're not gaining anything, you're not learning anything, you're not being sculpted to be a better you. Like, you're not getting chipped away and as a sculptor chips away at clay, and you're becoming a better you every day. What is the point of going tomorrow if you're not learning from say if I made a mistake yesterday? My idea is, don't make the same mistake the next day. Learn from it. All I'm getting at is, if you're not trying to strive to be a better you the next day, what are you striving for? Just to survive? Just to survive in a life? Exist? That's mundane. That's boring. That adds depression. That adds anxiety. Think about for this week, this year. Your circumstances are their circumstances. What are you supposed to learn from those bad situations, those circumstances? What are you going to learn? What is God intentionally trying to teach you? That's what you need to start thinking. God bless. Have a good day.